Oh, man, it's still kind of shocking to remember that happened just a few days ago. All right, big one on Sunday, though, between the Jets and Cowboys. Adam Schefter, Ed Werder here to get us ready. Let's start with you, Adam. It's now Thursday. Still no quarterback added to the Jets roster after Rodgers went down with his torn Achilles and out for the season. Should we expect one to be added between now and game day?
Listen, everybody keeps waiting for Brett Favre or Ben Roethlisberger or Phillip Rivers to come walking through that door, and it's not happening. They believe he's ready to take the next step in his development and fulfill the potential that they saw when they made him the number 2 overall pick. But they're not in any rush to sign some decorated Pro Bowl former quarterback who's been out there on the street. There aren't a lot available. They haven't made a lot of contact with virtually any of them. They are moving ahead with Zach Wilson as their quarterback, Laura.
Yeah, the video you just saw while Adam was talking was from Zach Wilson at practice today. Ed, let's go to the Cowboys side of things. How is Dak Prescott looking ahead at this matchup now that Aaron Rodgers will not be playing on the other side?
Yeah, we talked to him, Laura, a short time ago outside the Cowboys locker room. There's no question that he's clearly disappointed that Rodgers is not going to be a part of this game. It disappoints him as a competitor, but the Cowboys' home opener Sunday was never Dak Prescott versus Aaron Rodgers, at least not to the Cowboys quarterback, who remains so singularly focused on a Jets defense that is among the most physical and opportunistic in the league. You know, the Jets were the only team to emerge from week 1 with more takeaways than the Cowboys defense in their 40-point shutout of New York's other football team. You know, in a game where Rodgers suffered a season-ending injury on the 3rd snap, the Jets defense intercepted Josh Allen 3 times, forced and recovered a fumble, and sacked the Bills quarterback 5 times. So still seeking his first touchdown pass of the season, Prescott recognizes it's not going to be easy against the Jets. Well, when I asked Prescott whether he believed Rodgers' absence diminishes Sunday's game in any way, he responded with a profanity and then added a firm no for emphasis. The Jets defense will almost certainly be motivated, recognizing they have to become even more of a deciding factor now every week for the team to win with Zach Wilson replacing a 4-time league MVP at quarterback. And Laura, another potential issue for the Cowboys, the growing number of offensive starters whose game status is yet to be determined. Right guard Zach Martin was limited today, added to the injury report because of a groin injury. Left guard Tyler Smith didn't practice after missing week 1 because of a hamstring injury. And wide receiver Brandon Cooks has a strained MCL in his knee, also unable to practice today.
Yeah, that's something to really keep an eye on, to your point, Ed, leading into this game, especially with, as we've said, how strong that Jets defense looked despite the storylines with Aaron Rodgers, thanks to you guys. And with Aaron Rodgers out, the Jets are going to have to lean on their defense, right? Gang Green has been aggressive using zone coverage since the start of 2022, allowing the lowest QBR in the league when using zone concepts, as well as the second fewest yards per dropback. And that could be trouble for Dak Prescott, who has thrown a whopping 15 picks since the start of last season. 11 of those have come against zone coverage. That's the most by any quarterback in that time. You know, we see Dak's struggles against zone, RC. Do you expect the Jets to have the personnel to play it in the game?
Man, the Jets have the personnel to play anything, but the first thing, and Marcus and Dan both noticed, you need to be able to rush the passer with 4. And they can rush the passer with 4. They have great rushers on the outside, and obviously Quinnen Williams, one of the best in the world at the D-tackle position. And then you need linebackers that can go sideline to side. If those 2 guys play extremely well, as we saw Whitehead play against the Buffalo Bills, this could spell trouble for the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I agree with everything. I think the number 1 focus for Dak is get the ball to your hands. You know, there's this saying when you're playing zone defenses, never pass up someone open for someone who might become more open. That guy's open, but that guy might become more open. And that's when you get yourself in trouble because you got 6 or 7 sets of eyeballs looking at you. Everyone could be driving on it. And that defensive line pressure's coming. I got this stat from B. In week 1, Dak Prescott got the football in his hands in 2.3 seconds. That was the fastest quarterback in the NFL for week 1, so that's going to help against the Jets. And the second thing, that's the fastest Dak has been since 2018.
Wow.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And I love and agree with what both of y'all are saying. Hand the football off. All right, let's attack the perimeter of this defense and stay
now
multiple.
You want him to...
We ain't got to wait to see if it's going to go bad. It's going to go bad. if you just are stuck to having to drop back and trying to push the ball down the field. Another thing too, like James Cook on the perimeter, who is fast and can get to the outside, which you have a similar back in Tony Pollard, was having a little bit of success against this defense. I think you got to run these guys east and west and try to find your gaps, because going straight down the middle of them is difficult too. But don't abandon the run game against the New York Jets. One-dimensional is what they want y'all to be, and that dude 95 that sits in the center of that line of scrimmage will destroy you. He gonna go away from Zach Martin and tear Dak's head off if all you do is drop back and pass this guy.
Well, we don't even know if Zach Martin's going to be healthy in the game, you know, as
which
Werner
would be
talked about.
a giant benefit
Yeah,
for the
well,
Jets. I think this. It's okay as an offense to sit there and give the defense their flowers and know this is RC talked about, a really good defense. They make everything hard. And I think for Dak, another thing is to pay attention to what Josh experienced. And RC, you kind of know, the way I talk about it is this. The hard throws for quarterbacks are never easy against the Jets. What I mean by that is the deep crosser is never easy, and the in route is never easy, and the big play over the top, it's never easy. And so you got to really focus on taking the easy throw, that simple throw, because that's what they want to kind of bait you into doing.
2 words: complementary football.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott needs to understand that this is a 3-phase game, and he doesn't have to look for the big chunk because he has a defense that can keep him in the game, a run game that is great, and a special teams coach that knows how to create points. Focus on those things and lean on everything that Mike McCarthy wants his team to do as a whole, and not think about getting the big play.
70% completion percentage. That's the mindset that you want to have. I want to complete 70% of my passes.
I hear you. I also think it could be difficult for a quarterback like Dak to get patient and be patient enough throughout the game to just make that happen.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.